Welcome back to Switchstars, my name's Luke, and you've likely clicked on this thumbnail after spotting our featured game today on the eShop and, like me, wondering what the hell it's all about. Now, developer Takahiro Miyazawa has produced several other games for the Switch, namely Red White Yellow, Red White Yellow Zinger, Red White Yellow Cruising and Red White Yellow Stingray, all of which are apparently puzzle games in which you're tasked with matching up coloured blocks, and they actually look quite decent. But now comes Give Me the Toilet Paper, a totally off-kilter game which, as you'd expect, looks appropriately mental for a Japanese title, and one which has you rolling your Joy-Con about inside a roll of toilet paper. And you know how I love everything bizarre and wonderful, so I simply couldn't resist picking this one up and giving it a try. So hit that like button, subscribe for more Switch reviews and content, and let's check it out. Now, to start with, as the description implies, to play this game you're going to need 1x toilet roll and a single Joy-Con controller, as well as a flat manageable board which you can manipulate to roll said toilet roll back and forth. Unfortunately, the only board I had handy was this here ironing board, which turned out to be a little cumbersome, but did have a flat surface and did the trick nicely. And the game has a fantastic instructional video on how to prepare yourself for its innovative control scheme, which basically involves you slotting your left Joy-Con inside the toilet roll and then bunging a couple of wads of bog roll in to secure it in place and avoid any unintentional slippage. Now, getting into the game, there's nothing much in terms of a storyline with this one, just some Japanese guy taking a shit and needing something to wipe his ass with, so it's our job playing the role of the toilet roll to roll our roll to the toilet and supply some much needed toilet paper. After setting up things though and calibrating my toilet roll speed, I got right down to the task, and the game kicks things off with a relatively tame test of your toilet rolling skills, giving you a series of empty shelves to roll down to reach the end goal. Each of the levels though starts you on the top shelf, and my first real task came in level 2 where I had these buzzsaws to deal with, which tested my ability to maintain control over my toilet roll, weaving back and forth between the razor sharp blades, and this proved to be a lot more difficult than it looked, though I feel this was partly due to my selection of board and the fact that I had my toilet roll back to front, meaning that my left rolls went right and vice versa, so that's just something to bear in mind if you decide to play this one. Things slowly became progressively more difficult though, and as I worked my way from level to level, new hazards and mechanics were introduced, including spikes and springboards, evil spiky bog rolls, lasers which burnt my poor toilet roll to a crisp, and eventually portals, fans and keys. And I have to admit, I may have cheated on a few of the levels using my hands to roll the roll back and forth, which made things much easier but was nowhere near as fun. The difficulty progression though was actually pretty fair, and each new hazard is introduced on its own before getting mixed in with the previous ones, so it gives you a bit of a chance to understand how they work, and I never felt dropped in at the deep end or as though there were any huge difficulty spikes, though the game does become exceedingly hard and actually ends up requiring a lot of precision, timing and skill to get through its levels. Now, there's not much else to say about the mechanics in this one, and I stopped playing using the ironing board at around level 14, but continued to play just holding the Joy-Con, which definitely reduces the difficulty but can still be a little tricky, especially in some of the latter levels. There are well over 30 levels in the game in total, and all of these combine the things that I've mentioned, as well as a few additional mechanics which I won't spoil for you. But all in all, Give Me the Toilet Paper is surprisingly well made and is actually a lot of fun, despite it being almost as frustrating as Super Meat Boy, especially when you're having to pick up your toilet roll off the floor every 2 minutes or frequently adjust its positioning. But it's probably the most fun I've had with a toilet roll since my school days of rolling up wads of wet bog roll and then lodging them at the ceiling until they stuck. Now, when it comes to the visuals, they're not much to look at, but they work well for what they are, and the sound effects are all pretty minimal, but the game does have a nice little tune to play along to, which is upbeat and helped to ease a little bit of those frustrations I was feeling. Overall though, a decent little game, and one of the most inventive uses of the Joy-Con's motion controls that I think I've ever seen. It's got plenty of challenge to it, and there's some good variety to the levels with some simple but effective mechanics for you to master. And so when it comes to a rating, I'm going to be giving Give Me Toilet Paper 3 out of 5 stars. If you're into your puzzle games, enjoy playing with toilet paper, or are just looking for something original to play and can handle a bit of rage, then Give Me the Toilet Paper is well worth picking up. And as a little bonus, you've always got something to mop up your tears with after you fail a level for the umpteenth time. On that note though, that just about does it for this review, so let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the review though, consider dropping a like, consider subscribing to the channel for more Switch reviews and content, and until next time, take care of yourselves and game on.